And I'm quite looking forward to the very last one, as we are gonna be seeing another big gun coming for EoMs, and it's gonna be Metal replacing Logan in this game. So it seems like even more replacements are gonna be in there, as even Itachi is gonna be replaced. That's gonna be Metallo as Lord Maximus, then Sasuke for the second player for EoMs, and the last one, yeah, that's gonna be Gold Lion yet again. For the opponents, for Ados, it's gonna be this Phagia. This it's a funny name. Funny name. It's actually a medical condition. You can Google it. And then, of course, that's gonna be Stakeholder staying well. He was playing really well there in the first game, and I'm Brutus also playing quite well. So that's only Ovelia letting another of his friends play for him and represent his clan. Amigos de Ovelia, of course. So his own friends. Yeah, that's a fun clan. Fun clan indeed. And of course, we're just waiting right now for Godline, who's gonna be switching into Oranos from the Zeus. Yeah, that's his main god, and he probably doesn't want to underestimate anything, which definitely makes sense, because in the last game, well, Aros definitely showed that they are not a team and clan to be underestimated, so EoMs definitely have to put up the best they can, which is gonna be a lot different right now when they are having Metal and Goldline playing together. But of course, we mustn't underestimate Sasuke, who is gonna be quite an important part of the game as well. Alright, the gods are gonna be all over the place this time around. Metal, of course, Zeus, makes sense. Then it's gonna be, as we said, Goldline as Oranos. The last player for EoM Sasuke is gonna be Thor, quite a good lineup for an aggressive map like Marsh. And for the opponents, it's gonna be Brutus as Oranos, yet again. Stakeholder this time switching into Set, that's a good idea as well. And of course, the last one, this Phagia, is gonna be playing Ra. Alright, interesting. Double Egyptians, well, it could be working, but I definitely need to hope that the early game is not gonna be like game deciding for them. Yeah, it's gonna depend, of course, on what actually EoMs play. If they play something similar to what they did on the Watering Hole, well, I kinda hope for EoMs that they don't. Because, of course, if they basically let their opponents boom like they did in the last game, it could be coming back to them yet again. So, yeah, not really recommend it all that much. So, I'm looking forward to actually Goldline quite nicely booming, or rather, the opposite, goddammit, raiding at the very start, trying to slow the booming down, whereas of course Maximus aka Metallo is gonna be expecting, or rather expected to be raiding. God damn it, I can't even speak and say my thoughts properly. The opposite, he's gonna be booming. Gold Lion raiding as an Atlantean. Zeus is gonna be booming a bit more. Second DC at least. So yeah, that's what I expect from them and how they should be playing. But he's gonna be Metallo is actually in the pocket or not? Yeah, no, he's on the flank. Bit of a disappointment for him, but at the same time it's actually a very good spawn from the point of view that actually Sasuke, as the lowest rated player in the team, is gonna be basically in the pocket. And having a Thor in the pocket is not bad, because he's usually quite mobile if he goes for the standard horses, so he can basically go help on the left or on the right as he's basically needed, or he can even go for some faster Ragnarok with the protection from his teammates. So yeah, I would be really expecting something like that. So probably not that good game coming for Ados if everything clicks as it should, and as we expect for EoMs and Barrels of Mythology. And right now we are looking at Ados. Brutus is gonna be having a bit of fun in the Oranos mirror, apparently, with Gold Lion in here. As in the middle, that's gonna be one of the Egyptians. Unfortunately, Set definitely would have been better if it was Dara in the pocket. Dara is gonna be on the left right now, facing his opponent, Metallo. That's gonna be pretty hard for him. So yeah, especially looking at the front DCs, goddammit, they are bad. This is actually front for Metallo. Could be kind of halfway considered this Phagias, but at the same time, this is definitely his front DC, and it's like on the other side of the map altogether. And it's not really that much different right about now for Sasuke at the bottom. But at the same time, he's lucky, because he's right now next to Gold Lion, so they don't really mind. Those DCs are so close to each other. But well, kind of funny spawns all around, really. And right now it seems like that Stakeholder is gonna be sending all the piggies next to his teammate. That's interesting. Apparently Stakeholder is having enough of them, and that's basically, well, it's kind of understandable. Well, those idols are kind of bad, but to finish my thought, because of course for a Ra, you do want to be having enough piggies at the start so that you don't actually have to go somewhere unsafe to hunt in the middle of the map or whatnot. Because then once you finish with them, you can safely transition into the farms, into the rain and whatnot. So this is actually nicely played, but I'm not certain if he didn't actually overdo it a bit. Maybe those few extra piggies could have been left with Stakeholder, but maybe he's basically aiming to be switching into farms as fast as possible, also with his teammates. So yeah, let's see how that's gonna go. In the meantime, Goldline, of course, scouting next to his green opponent, because that's where he's gonna be coming in with his attack and such. And of course, in the middle, we are looking at Hoplite, Spearman, Ulsak, Murmillo, Hack Attack. That's of course gonna be quite useful, especially for Murmillos in here in the middle battle, or rather in the battle between those two Uranoses. Better hero speed, great relic, absolutely great relic for any player in this game. Better build in LOS, another very great one, as he's already working on a bit of wall in Sasuke, trying to wall himself even from his ally, or rather majorly from his ally. It's kind of interesting, but of course, yeah, he probably has some kind of good idea about what might be coming. But extra relics in the middle. Better cavalry speed, great relic as well for somebody to pick up. Better wall hit points definitely could help in the defense. Cheaper temple researches, why not? As we are looking at one of the last relics that's for favor trickle, and one of them is also gonna be here for town center population slots. Definitely pretty great one, as this was a vision here, and he's gonna be hoping to transport maybe those gold miners. Oh no, he's dropping right now on top of the hunters. Nicely played. And it's gonna be goodbye Pharaoh. Very nicely used bolt right now by Metal. That's exactly what you need to do, because you need to limit the damage. And he is definitely one of the most problematic guys. And it's this nice defensive forest fire right now by Sasuke. Nice idea to basically prevent some easy pursuing. And they right now need to be quite careful. And they definitely aren't. And there are gonna be quite a lot of well done stakes here. Well, yeah. That's gonna be quite nice meat out of him, but of course right now they cannot really pursue all that much. This was clever use of the forest fire by Sasuke. Out of the box thinking, nice to see. And we are also seeing second TC from Gold Lion, who is gonna be trying to raid, but in the meantime, yeah, he's gonna be taking a bit of extra, because he doesn't want to really be falling behind in the economy potentially. Metal taken second TC as expected, Ra second also. That's gonna be 2 TC boom for him, as otherwise nobody is getting it for Ados. So potentially a bit of an issue for them, as animals are still standing there, and at least he did slow his opponent down, but let's see if it's gonna be anything significant. So far, I'm not really all that certain. But still, how's it looking in here? For example, bit of scouting by Metal, because so far he's not really all that active in any kind of offense or whatnot. He's just finishing the TC, not even going yet for any kind of military building, and it's gonna be, of course, moving for the hunt. And well, yeah, those units are just now gonna be coming back, because of course the help has arrived from his teammate, and of course Red is gonna be also having some army pretty soon. So far it's just a few horses, apparently second longhouse coming up, and yet that's exactly what we expected from the Thor. In the meantime, the attack is gonna be a bit faster for Brutus, because of course Gold Lion went for the back TC first, and he killed some of the oracles in there, it seems like, one of the oracles. As unfortunately for green, he doesn't really have enough army to stop this, and he will right now know that he probably didn't make the right choice in going for the early attack, because he's not gonna do anything significant with it, and he's gonna be falling behind in the economy fairly soon and fairly quickly in there. Second TC for the set without any kind of early attack. That's interesting. He just basically attacked with a few animals through the shifting sands, and that's it for him. But of course it might be just enough. For him. And front TC even coming up. Front TC coming up for Metal, so basically full on boom. Full on boom, that's third TC for him. Second TC right now for Sasuke. Second TC, the front one right now for Brutus. This is a weird game. It seems that actually our EoMs are feeling quite comfortable going for the booming and whatnot, and well, we're gonna see if it's a mistake or not. We mustn't forget that even though Metal might be really without any kind of attack now, somebody just in there at the back, well, that Dysphagia is gonna be coming into the heroic age very soon, and the spike for the Ra is quite significant, so this TC might be really falling fairly quickly. Not entirely convinced yet that this was a good investment at this stage. Not entirely certain, because you can see he's having absolutely no military buildings, like none, zero, nada, and are not certain yet what's gonna come out of this. But I have to say I don't like it. I don't like it all that much. It seems like a bit of underestimation of the opponents, and it might be coming back to bite them, or maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna be exactly what was needed to be done, and he's gonna be emerging as as the victor and totally steamrolling the opponent. Definitely could happen. Definitely could. He has the quality for that. Otherwise, some villager moving forward. Just one, really? What's he actually gonna do for stakeholder? There's gonna be some extra barracks. Alright, definitely would have taken a bit more villages as Neftis is coming up. And, well, yeah, poor guy. He's gonna be dying in there and not even getting converted. Well, of course, everybody's just getting some army up finally, especially right now Gold Line already having quite a decent one. Quite a decent one indeed, as he's gonna be, well, probably under a double pretty soon. It seems like that Stakeholder with his teammate Iron Brutus are definitely gonna be aiming into the purple player, and he's gonna be receiving some kind of, or rather needing some assistance from the red player soon as well, because red is right now all over the yellow player, who is just now going into Hathor, and those horses might be a bit of an issue, because that could be delaying, and maybe even denying altogether. There is some extra help if it's gonna come from Metallo, denying the potential Migdol. So, well, it might be potentially some bit of a moment for him to actually make something happen, because so far, really, Metallo, 0 military buildings so far, still, right now coming into the armory, so he definitely is very confident, definitely very confident. So let's see if it's gonna be resulting in victory or not. It's a very risky gameplay, very risky gameplay, very risky indeed. At any rate, we are right now looking here at pretty interesting battle and pretty important one, because Gold Line is gonna be forced back without any kind of significant whatever. And of course we are also looking at a bit of a Radiant right now encountered by Brutus, who is definitely not having any kind of problem with army, because the army has been kind of half killed in the front through the, of course, double. That is quite nicely going from Stakeholder and Brutus, whereas at the top still a bit of raiding going on by Sasuke, as of course we are also looking at the army moving forward and the heroic age hitting with the Migdol being built in the middle. Definitely nice spawn, of course, for the yellow player, because he's having 2 big gold mines behind his base. Definitely gonna help him quite significantly, as this dude is just gonna be waiting in here. He's just gonna be waiting in here, and of course, this is gonna be resulting into, well, not much of a problem, as I said at the start, that it potentially could be. But yeah, at the same time, at this stage, it's not really gonna be anything all that much. Well, let's check. Upgrades. Nothing. Okay, nothing, but 30C already being built for Brutus. And so far this might be a bit of an issue, because of course we are looking at Brutus and Stakeholder basically occupying the front TCs of both Sasuke and Gold Lion. So they are not really gonna be available anytime soon. And that is not really ideal, but we should be expecting Heroic Age from Gold Lion pretty soon, because he's having already pop limit. That's color 5, yes. Color 5, he's already getting there into the Heroic Age. Number 2 is where? Well, quite far away, unless he already clicked. Yes, he did. He clicked Metallo, or rather, yeah, Metallo right now going for Hephaestus, and it's gonna be all about if he can actually be fast enough in getting up, or if he's gonna be losing the TC first. Not certain. This is really kind of weird game so far. Really weird altogether. Because obviously we just in some kind of interim for half of the players, like Sasuke and Gold Lion are not, or rather Sasuke and Metal are not really playing so far. They are just basically booming, and Sasuke at least trying to raid a bit, or Sasuke. But otherwise Gold Lion is the only one who is taking the brunt of the battle so far. Only so far. And that basically means that everything holds on him, and as soon as he gives up, or rather gives up any kind of ground in here, it's gonna be pretty significant trouble for the whole team, and they definitely have to hope that Metal is gonna be fast enough in stopping this. Well, this is quite gutsy. He does have ceasefire for potentially taking it, so 4 TCs might be happening very soon. I'm expecting he's gonna cast it if he was under some kind of problem in there and threat. And it seems, unfortunately, that this Phaedra is not really gonna be fast enough with anything significant. It seems he's just basically going for a second wall and doesn't have enough army yet to even stop the town center. So it seems like that in the end, it's probably gonna be good judgment of the situation by Metallo, that he could afford a boom. Because right now, he's probably gonna be... It's probably gonna be 4 TCs for him with very nice upgrades before any kind of significant issue happens at the bottom, and of course that is gonna be very hard to deal with by any means whatsoever. We have already seen Gold Lion in the last game really doing very well as the full boomed and early boomed Mythical Zeus, and really that's probably what's gonna happen in here. Anyway, trade already starting in interesting placement. quite close to the battlefield potentially. Yeah, it's not really that far away. As of course, Purple is doing what he can to keep his opponents at bay, and he's doing a great job at that, because keeping 2 opponents at bay is exactly what is needed, as his 2 allies are not really that present, but they are definitely gonna be present from now on, because 45 TC is coming up, going to be making it very difficult to take it down, as of course this Phaedia is just 2 town centers. Well, without all that many upgrades in there, it's gonna be getting quite tricky for him. So Ancestors are being cast at the bottom, as there is an attempt to take the TC for himself, which is not a bad idea, of course. Not a bad idea, of course, as right now Green is trying to take it as well. But, yeah, well, question is if it's gonna be good enough. Because they need to basically win against both Gold Lion and Sasuke before Metallo is gonna be steamrolling this Phaedia, and I'm not thinking that's gonna be really happening, because Metallo is right now quite ready. He's really getting significantly ready in there, and he's at 40 Cs. Forge of Olympus is coming up, and oh man, bad times coming. This Phaedia with Horus is not bad. He can potentially delete one of the TCs. This one probably is gonna be better, because there are a bit more extra buildings that would be taking the damage, so the TC might not be destroyed. Looking of course at all those armies, they are not really having anything significant, and Underworld Passage just now being cast. Oh well, this is nice slow coast. Oh, and he sent them absolutely all of them in. Oh well, what the hell, this was bad. This was so bad. So bad indeed, but this is even worse. And of course, Tornado is gonna be quite helpful in killing the Underworld Passage, so that's gonna be good by surprise. And maybe, is he gonna take the Colossus or not? Yeah, apparently he's too heavy for that. So he's not gonna be taken, but the one Colossus is still gonna be an issue, as the priests are coming up. Could be enough, but not entirely certain, as right now he's gonna be also attacking in here through the middle, as Sasuke is gonna be apparently joining with Metal at the top. In the meantime, Gold Lion facing quite a tough situation with all the town centers all around him. You can see Brutus and Stakeholder at 4, but question is if they are not actually overextending themselves. Because Sasuke coming through Tyr, that's gonna be a lot of wolfies everywhere. They don't have any kind of upgrades, I'm thinking. Yeah, just basically Copper Shield in there. For Teal player, absolutely nothing. And they're gonna be really stretched pretty thin, as the opponent, Sasuke for example, so far no upgrades. But I'm expecting that Gold Lion is not really gonna be that bad off. He's gonna be quite alright, I'm thinking. At least some upgrades I would be expecting. Oh, and I would be wrong. I would be definitely wrong. So not great, as the Colossus is healing himself, but healing himself apparently faster than the priest can kill him. That's kind of fun. Yeah, keeping them busy in there. As of course, right now Maximus is coming into his own, and he is getting absolutely everywhere. Trying to play some dogs to help himself a bit. As of course, those dudes, well, they're dead. They're just gonna be one shot quite easily by this by this Scorpion Man, as the Wolfies of course are gonna be absolutely everywhere, killing the economies for half a minute, and much more importantly, potentially even killing a building or two, especially with some extra attack. But very nice raid in on the left on Sasuke, as this Phaedia is having his hands full at this point. And of course this is gonna result into quite tough situation for him, as the upgrades for blue are coming up. You can see already all bronze, and he's at medium, so yeah, this is gonna get very hard for this Phaedia at any rate. Teal and Green, they just need to supremely hurry up if they are to win this game. Unfortunately for them, they're not gonna be fast enough for actually killing the Hecate in there. That would have been very big blow, but yeah, that's gonna be safe right now for Gold Lion, as he's gonna be surviving here, and still the trade is going. But well, it's question for how long, because of course right now the fortified TCs are coming up, mercenaries are coming up as well, and we are also looking no upgrades still. But yeah, switch into a few extra units like medium Huscarls is not a bad idea, especially with the copper weapons coming up. So yeah, this is looking very good with the double Hecate coming up for both Gold Lion and Brutus at the very same time. And of course this is gonna be resulting into a very tough situation, probably lost for Gold Lion and Sasuke, but we mustn't forget again that Metallo is gonna be absolutely unstoppable. He's gonna be like totally and completely unstoppable. This is gonna be Tartarian Gate for Brutus to kill the economy of Red, not a bad idea. It's definitely gonna help with the push, but really this is getting quite scary right about now for Ados, because of course all those Myrmidons and maybe switch into a few hoplites would be a good idea as well. They're just gonna be killing absolutely everything, and unfortunately for Ados, this Phaedia is just absolutely not ready for anything like this, and he needs assistance. He needs assistance so badly, and Teal should be... He just needs to prepare even for basically stalling his opponent. Even if he sacrifices this Phaegia, he just needs to prepare for the army to come into his base next. And he's not doing anything like that, so he's basically just right now hoping that he's gonna be fast enough to kill the opponents, but I don't think that he will be. I really don't think that he will be. And this is aiming for, well, quite a tricky win, but so far it's looking quite promising for Emperors of Mythology to basically somehow tie the match for themselves. Really, it's gonna be up to Metallo to potentially win. Plenty of villagers coming forward into the middle to, yeah, place a few towers, place a few military buildings and docks and whatnot, as he's of course right now knocking on the door of the fortified TC in there, as this Phaegia is doing what he can to somehow stay alive, finally building barracks and whatnot, and Migdol's trying to survive in that position as AoT and mercenaries onto nothing. Yeah, well, that doesn't help your economy all that much, now does it? So much gold wasted in that. At any rate, he is not really moving anywhere fast enough, it seems like, as there is still the Tartar engage just now getting killed, but the spawns are still very much alive, still continuing to snipe all those trophies. Poor guys indeed, as we are finally looking at some kind of attempt to at least force on Stakeholder to actually take attention, or rather take notice of what's happening in the middle of all the military buildings, but mainly the rocks. This is nicely played by Metal, of course, and he's gonna be limiting the amount of town centers, which is so significant problem that is gonna be happening for Ados. As of course right about now this Phaegia is on the brink of defeat. Let's just face that. It's not gonna be getting any better for him right about now. Chariot archers, baseline of upgrades in there, but of course those Myrmidons, champions, and already with everything iron in there, it's just not really gonna be getting great. And Tartarian Gate in here at the back, very nicely cast, because of course not only is it next to the TC, it's also next to the trade route, so of course it's gonna be killing both of them in no time. Alright, so in the meantime, the Gold Lion has lost the TC in the middle, which at this point he doesn't really mind, because he's still having plenty of army in the middle to basically stop Green, who is having what kind of upgrades? Heavy and baseline. Metal already going for even Titan, which he can definitely afford at this stage. Bronze, copper for the green player, or rather for the, not really, colors. Purple for Gold Lion. Steel is pushing also from the bottom, or rather, yeah, on the bottom, on the left side, not having any kind of upgrades at all just about now. And even though he's probably gonna be destroying Gold Lion quite significantly, you mustn't forget that Ceasefire is right now gonna be cast to take the TC from his opponent, and that is potentially gonna be a... no, he's not having villages nearby. So this is gonna be a TC up right about now for this Phaegia. So he might be staying in the game for a bit longer, but still a whole lot more defense should be done by Stakeholder. He definitely needs to somehow at least put some kind of opposition to Metallo, because otherwise he's just gonna be absolutely rolling across him. Like totally, absolutely. Come on, Ceasefire is not buildable. Rather, it's not a building time for watchtowers. Careful about that. At any rate, this was super crucial, of course, Ceasefire, because it's gonna help Metallo's teammates, as apparently Gold Lion is already having even architects, so all the upgrades that he can get, 3,640 hit points are in there, economy absolutely everywhere. Yeah, well, not really all that efficient, but still, who minds at this point? Yeah, definitely could be positioning one of those, for example, here at the bottom, but at any rate, we are looking at, of course, docks and about 1 trillion of towers being built right next to the 5th TC of Lord Maximus, who is getting the Titan Gate as well. So yeah, the things are gonna get quite scary very soon for them. Because of course the TC has been rebuilt also for Gold Lion in the middle, the one that has been so difficultly, that's probably not even English, taken down by Iron Brutus, and he's right now, even though he's gonna be taking it down yet again, it's probably not gonna be significantly fast enough. LE is doing what they can, killing the economy, but they should be killing the TC much more faster than anything else, and basically leave it up to the mercenaries to deal with the Huscarls, or rather Huscarls, yeah, there are some as well, but mainly the Ulfsarks. Alright, so in the middle, of course, plenty of problems right now coming up, as there's gonna be plenty of war barges and all kinds of naval warfare on this little pond. Of course, with the villagers as well. As in the meantime, there is still a bit of a fight to be had for Maximus in this Phaegia's base, but this is gonna be all about the Titan. He has the extra population limit, and he can definitely afford it. Oh, meteors. What? I mean, I'm at loss of words and for words. I mean, I understand you're pissed about this TC, but there is this. There is this waiting. Oh my god. Well, well, that was a decision. You can see that this Phasia is still having even shift in sense, so potentially there could still be some kind of attack on this. But this definitely shouldn't be meteored. Meteored and potentially supported by the shift in sense, because he would be getting the line of sight on that. Well, that was... Man, I'm kind of right now thinking maybe if it wasn't a game losing mistake, because the Titan is gonna be, yeah, just basically KO, most definitely. There's no way that actually Arrows are gonna be surviving that, because so far they are at least surviving. Yellow is surviving as well, keeping basically Metallo busy. Metallo, even though he's advancing through the middle, it's not really that significant problem. They are still having a good fight against Gold Lion, who is right now significantly helped, finally by nicely prepared red player, having good economy upgrades in there, as this Phasia has lost the TC in the middle. But yeah, he's gonna be also losing plenty of army, as those Champion Axemen, how many upgrades do they have? Not many. That's basically the baseline, which is of course not gonna be enough, as Brutus has lost the TC as well in the middle, due to all those siege boats. So this is so nicely used, as of course the Titan is right now, without any kind of opposition, gonna be coming up. And of course this is gonna be exactly what they need to finally get rid of their opponents, because he's just gonna be killing all the potential town centers and all the buildings that are gonna be in his way. Well, still Gold Lion is kinda... He's gonna lose, but he was an incremental part, and incremental... How is it called? One of the most important parts of the game, maybe the most important part of the game, and player of the game, because he single-handedly held 2 players for basically the whole game, has to be said. And that is what exactly allowed Metallo to be the force that right now is gonna be deciding the game for the team EoM, and they are gonna be tying, well, the match at 1-1, and this was really well played by EoMs, even though it was terribly risky. Absolutely terribly risky. And if Gold Lion wasn't able to hold that long, they would have lost. They would have most definitely lost. If Gold Lion wasn't able to hold as long as he did, EoMs had absolutely no chance, because Gold Lion, or because Metallo's boom was just too greedy. It was absolutely too greedy. And maybe just needed Ados a bit different actually position of the players, having this Phasia in the pocket, having Stakeholder at the side, and the game would have been a whole lot different. So yeah, EoMs definitely deserved win, but they were toying with fire. They were toying with fire quite significantly. Against a better team, well, they wouldn't have done it, that's first, but they would have been punished quite significantly. But anyway, nicely played. Ados definitely proving that they are quite skilled players, quite capable players, and they definitely can hold their own against even high-skilled opponents. So nicely played. Nicely played. Let's check the post-game then. Metallo, of course, well, yeah, this is not gonna be any kind of surprise, because he was having just basically normal greedy boom without opposition, so yeah, he's of course gonna be winning absolutely everything. Yeah, there's just no escaping that. No escaping that. Efficiency, of course, for Metallo, well, that's also no surprise at all. Yeah, well, this Phasia did what he could. But unfortunately, Metallo was just a bit too much for him to handle, and he couldn't give enough time to his teammates to actually win, but it was just a tall order for him to actually be doing the same as Gold Lion on the other side. Stakeholder, yeah, a bit more upgrades could have helped to him, Abrutos as well. Maybe he could have made the demise of Gold Lion a bit faster, and might have been exactly what they needed, but well, that didn't really happen. You can see the fast boom by Metallo. Unhindered, totally. That's how fast you can boom into full pop limit. even without any army. You can see he started basically army right now at 14 minutes. At 14 minutes he started building army. I mean, like, if that isn't greedy, what is? What is? Okay. Oh, well. Yeah, you can see at the end, the total resources, absolutely another universe from the other players because of the very strong boom. You can see how fast he started running away at about 10 minutes. All right, GG.